Hey guys, Tiffany here of Tiffany Cosplay with a short tutorial on how I made Arcane Jinx's shoes from the game League of Legends. And before we begin, remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And for the shoes, you're gonna need your base boot, some pink or purple laces, saran wrap masking tape, Sharpies, 2mm EVA foam, a cutting device, cost tools, hole drills, a cutting mat, heat gun, contact cement glue, plasti dip, your paint and paint brushes, and of course your safety gear. And I'll have linked to all of these in the description. To first start off, you're going to want to get a base boot. And these I got on Amazon and they were super cheap. And then you're gonna want to get either a purple or a pink shoelace. And for me, I did this wide variety just for use of other cosplays as well. And then you're going to want to remove all of the original black shoelaces that came with your shoe and replace them with your new ones. I will also note with these boots, it does have a zipper on the side, so the laces I tied in place so they would be permanent. And for Jinx's boots, they are two different heights. So I first bent them to the height that I want for each of them, and then with a Sharpie, figured out how long I wanted the tongue of the boot to be, and cut it with scissors. And it should look like this. Now for the detail parts on the boots. And if you'd like to use the pattern that I made for them, it is available on my website, www.tiffanygordoncosplay.com, or see the link. And if you'd like to know how I made the pattern, I first got my boot and wrapped it in saran wrap, followed by masking the tip of the boot as well as the back with masking tape. Then with a red Sharpie, I kind of marked where the center of each of these pieces were, as well as where the sole part of the shoe meant the actual boot part. This way I knew kind of where to draw my parts next. And then with a black Sharpie and looking at reference images, just kind of drew on my pattern onto the masking tape for each section of the boots. I will note that each part is different. Once that was done, I then removed them from the shoes, cut them out, and then traced them onto 2mm EVA foam with a Sharpie, followed by cutting it out with an X-Acto knife. And for all of the circle rivet-like pieces, I used Cost Tools hole drill kit to cut each of them out. Now to attach each of the pieces, and for this, I used contact cement glue, which is the process of applying it to both pieces you want to attach, let them fully dry, and then attach them together to get the best results. And the last step would be to do a light heat treat using a heat gun. Now for priming the pieces, and for me, I like to use plasti dip, so I applied 3 heavy coats of plasti dip to the surface of these pieces, let them fully dry a full 24 hours, and then it's time to paint. Now to paint, and for me, I airbrush painted everything, but you can also do this by hand, and I used Createx Colors white airbrush paint, applying it to the surface first. Then I switched to their pearl copper color, and then used their jet black for shadowing. For the other 3 pieces, I did a base coat of jet black, and then I used Quicksilver, followed by shading with more jet black. Once everything was dry, I then went back by hand with a paintbrush and the jet black airbrush paint and just painted around each of the little rivets just so it would pop that much more for camera. The last step for these is to seal them, and for this I used Createx Colors UVLS Satin, applying an even coat throughout the pieces, and this is really just going to make your paint pop that much more as well as to hold all of the color in place. Now for attaching them, and for this, I got each of the pieces and I placed them roughly where I wanted them to go on the boot, and then with a pencil, traced it onto the boot where it would lay. This is very important because it's going to indicate for where you want to apply your glue, and you don't want to have a bunch of extra glue on the boot, you want it to be hidden. Then just apply your glue, wait for it to dry, and attach the pieces together. And your Jinx boots are done. And that, guys, is how I put together my Arcane Jinx's shoes from the game League of Legends. I hope you found this video helpful, and if so, let me know in the comments, as well as subscribe to the channel. A big thank you to all of my company sponsors here on YouTube, as well as all of my members, specifically those legendary members who help financially support me so I can continue to do this as my full-time job. So consider joining our community. I would greatly appreciate it, and I will see you for our next cosplay tutorial. Much love, guys.